Hi, I'm Greg Haw. So I recently made adjustments to my demo site on the event log, bring up records a lot faster. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me go to my demo site at unilisa.net, unilisa.net. Open up my browser, go to my website, unilisa.net. It bypasses the login screen. An example of an event log would be right here. Click on event log. It has like 312 records. So now it comes up much faster. Because before, in my select statement, in my SQL statement, I'm using SQL Server as my backend, I would say select asterisk. Now I'm saying select top 50 and then asterisk. So asterisk meaning get all the fields. But select top 50 and it brings up things much quicker. There's no reason to bring up all your records. Because once it gets close to, 200 records, then it slows down just a tad, and it would take time for me, for example, to search by emojis. I can search by emojis, basketball, anything that has basketball. Let's just click on my little ducky. Uh, anyways, that's, I want everything back, clear search. But yeah, and I also made changes here to this column here. So what this does, it looks at the very first URL that you have. And if it's a YouTube video, it would put it over here. And I used to put an embedded YouTube video in here. Now you can create the image file of YouTube for that link here. And then I just make this a hyperlink. If I click here, it's going to go right over here. And I can play this guy by pressing here. Yeah, so things are much faster now. It just comes up a lot quicker. So I'm just using a HTML table, a simple HTML table here. I mean, for most of our um, complex applications, I'm going to use a third-party grid. Like, for example, what do I have here? For example, here's an example of a third-party grid. Let's look at it. I like this vertical graph. This references the grid, but this only has like 4 records here. But imagine if this had thousands of records, it manages the records by itself. So I didn't have to say, I could have, in my backend, I have select asterisk, but it will manage the paging for you, so it's a lot quicker. But if you're doing, you're simple, you don't have a third party tool, you don't have a grid, and you're doing something like an event log, and this has something like 300 or 400 records or 1,000 records, it's going to be really slow. And in this case, I'm just searching videos. So top 50, I could have said top 100 too. It would come up pretty quick too as well. So yeah, here's my drone page. So this guy, all these event logs and these embedded videos, they're all coming from uh, they're all coming from this guy. Let me just show you real quick. The data tracking system I developed a while back. And like in the data tracking system, you will have, as soon as this comes up, it has, I create a record here. Within this, a record, like this is a record on drones. You have I have my file menus. You have attachments. You have event logs. You have something called website to email, videos. You have all sorts of stuff here. So so I have event logs here. Event logs. I can click here. So 16 records in this on this record. And so, for example, I can click here and go to my event log as well. So it's coming from another app, you can say. So I'm taking the event log and video link from that tracking system application I wrote a while back. So yeah, so hope this is hope this makes sense. So yeah, so if you have if you're creating a table, it's good to just bring up the top 50 or top 100 records. There's no reason sometimes to bring up all your records, right? So yeah. So anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.